This is Matt Burns, the Extreme One, and you are watching Hashtag Truth. Now get you some.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready for high-flying, action-packed professional wrestling, look no further than Pro Wrestling Union as it presents the Wrestling Classic. Saturday, March the 26th at the Union County Recreation Department in Union, South Carolina. With general admission at only $10 and kids 10 years old and younger getting in for free, it is the best value for great professional wrestling action in the Carolinas. Check out Union County's own superstar, the Black Cat Dion Johnson, the Infinite Man Tim, the Carolinas champion Bebop, and don't forget about the main event, ladies and gentlemen, as NWA superstar Colby Carino challenges the All-American Blue Chipper Chase Emery for the Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight Championship. All of this and more, Saturday, March 26th in Union, South Carolina for the Wrestling Classic.
All right, here we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. Tonight we have the one, the only, Eric Ryker. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. How you been doing?
I'm doing good, man. You had to do some traveling, so we starting a little late tonight, but that's all right. At least we got you here, got you all set up and ready to go.
Yeah, that was the one thing. As I was going in, looking at the check-in time for checking in the hotel, I was like, it says I'm getting there right at 7 o'clock. I said, everything's gonna be pushing it close.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Hey, you got a lot of people watching, man. So tell me, what's up with Eric Ryker now, man? Let's catch up a little bit.
Really, it's been quite a lot. Hey, it's been pretty busy, especially over the past 7-8 months. We picked up with a alternative wrestling showcase and started working out there with Akbar Bashar and a few other guys out there, and it's kind of evolved into, I guess, somewhat of a partnership now with Showcase Championship Wrestling, kind of merging in with Alternative Wrestling Showcase, so we get to mix up the rosters a little bit, get a bunch of new guys. And since going out towards Orangeburg and everything, I mean, it's been wonderful out there. The fans are great. A lot of them are pretty dumb, but some of them are pretty great. Since we've been joined, since me and Avril have joined up with Akbar and formed this group Dominion, everything's been taking off pretty good. We've been going out to West Virginia. We're in works of trying to work something out. We're going out to Texas. Got a guy out in New York that's wanting us to go out there and kind of do some things. And then there's Florida and Georgia, so it's been going pretty good.
Nice, very nice. I mean, you say you're getting up with Akbar and you're making a new faction. I see you still got the selfies of shame going.
Yeah, we decided to bring those back a little bit. Avril was like, it's been a long time. We've been doing this whole run. I haven't been able to break my camera out and really get any selfies of shame of anybody that we've laid out. And so we told her, all right, we'll give you that green light. Let you start bringing the camera out and getting it out there. And she's been loving it and enjoying it. Like I said, bringing Dominion in and doing this faction with Akbar's Dominion, it's just to get all the fans out there and everyone to see that he's the one true Syrian supreme god of wrestling. And they can follow the savior of wrestling, Eric Ryker, and of course the prophet, Avril Enoshima, and we'll show them the way and give them a showcase of great wrestling.
Nice. Now you say you're in this new faction. Who all is in the faction other than you and Akbar?
There's Avril, and recently Akbar's niece Nadia. She's just recently joined the Syrian princess, and we kind of in the looks and scouting of actually Cat Daddy as being a disciple. Just he's had a little tension. He don't really trust me. Me and him actually had a pretty good feud last year during my debut for Alternative Wrestling Showcase. When we showed up, we wrestled double title matches in a ladder match. We've had an Iron Man match. So there's a lot of reasons for him to kind of be untrustworthy towards me and have a little tension towards me. But we're trying to work on him and get him to see the light. And then the up and comer Big John Coffey Jr. About the same thing with him, trying to get him to see the light and them two to come together as some disciples of Dominion and acknowledge, just like everyone else, about Akbar being the one true God of wrestling. But it's getting there. It's getting there. It's growing. It's
So who was your last selfie of shame, man? Who was your last selfie of shame?
the last two that we got. The last one was actually, I believe it was Ace Harris, the CMW heavyweight champion.
Okay.
In Alternative Wrestling Showcase's last show, AIWF event was sponsored, and we actually had a Showcase Wrestling champion, Ryan Mantis, versus Akbar, the AWS champion, and versus Ace Harris, new up and comer. He's a hell of a rookie, but he's the CMW heavyweight champion, and he happened to be the last one in the ring when I happened to get in there to help Akbar celebrate. So he kind of got stomped into purgatory, and Avril took that quick picture.
Well, I could say I am honored to be one of the ones who have had a selfie of shame. I will never forget that day.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people, they still message, and just like you said, it's one thing they don't forget. Like recently, like I was saying, we've actually got quite a few recently. We even got the legendary Chief Jay Eagle.
Yes, as a matter of fact, Missy just reminded us of that. Missy said Chief Jay Eagle as well.
Oh yeah, Chief Jay Eagle got his, and he's going to get another one April 2nd. I've let him know, and I've let all of American Pro Wrestling that Dominion and Eric Ryker will be there, and I'm not finished with Eagle. I won't be done with him until he's back on the shelf and not hogging up my spotlight. That's
nice.
So
well,
it doesn't matter how many selfies we get.
I'm being dragged to that show one way or another, I think. So I'll probably be there to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be one to show up for. Definitely. Like I said, I got a lot of respect. I got a lot of respect for Eagle.
Since we're talking about it, why don't we go ahead and promote it?
There you go.
Here you go.
Right
APW Wrestling Reunion Show, 122 Builders Court, Bowling Springs. It's going to be April the 2nd. Doors open at 7. Bell times at 8. Tickets are $10 at the door. You already heard it. Eric Ryker's going to be there. Chris Thunder Anderson, Stone Mountain, of course, Chief Jay Eagle, the Juvenile Delinquents, Boomer Payne, Ricky Rocket, Steve Stasiak, Eric Anton, and many, many others. Dump Truck's going to be there. There's going to be a whole ton of them, man. It's going to be a fun night, and yours truly will be there also.
Be there, definitely getting that second selfie of shame at Eagle. We got one of one of my old rivals, Carolina Kid, Aaron Barfield. He tried to show up in Orangeburg to try to, I guess, shut Dominion down, and it didn't work out too well for him, as he was another one that got stomped out. But those are things of the past. Really say we're looking forward to the future and getting as many disciples, as many people to follow the way, And that's like starting this Saturday. There's another one, Monster Malcolm. He's one that's been running his mouth recently. He's another young one that's coming up, another rookie that I'm gonna have to just show him how much of a monster he's not when I get him his selfie of shame this Saturday at our anniversary show for AWS on their 7th year, and we celebrate the Syrian god of wrestling, Akbar Bashar's birthday, and have a birthday extravaganza. It's gonna be a great show, so you definitely have to come out and check that one out in Orangeburg this weekend.
Definitely gonna have to hear. We'll go ahead and throw that poster up there too, so we'll get that up. AWF 7-year anniversary. Admission $8. It's gonna be March 26th, this Saturday.
Another big match for that night too, just to let everyone know, Ryan Mantis will be defending the Showcase Heavyweight Championship against Lazarus Black in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So that one's definitely one to look forward to.
Tag team partners, rivalries now.
Oh yeah, them two have really been getting at it. You can cut the tension with a knife when they're in the locker room together and they're in the ring. They're just ready to go at it 24/7. We've constantly got to keep security or people around just to keep them from going at it in the back to try and save it for the ring. But this Saturday they'll get to kind of leave it all out there as they get to take each other on in a Falls Count Anywhere.
Wow,
So,
man, that's gonna be a hardcore match because
oh yeah,
man, I
a
saw
lot
the
of
last
history.
match that they had. I saw the last match that you were in on video, and man, that you got some good stuff going on out there at AWH. AWS.
AWS.
Why do I say AWH?
It's
I'm
okay.
out of it.
It's all right. There's been other worse mispronounced all the time, but it's
AWS.
AWS, especially within the past years, really picking up and taking off. And there's been a lot of good stuff going on there. Like not only for myself with things taking off and picking up for me, but there's guys like Tyler Blaze, Cat Daddy, even Ronnie York and his young tag team partner Ace Harris. Things been picking up for them and moving along pretty well. So it's coming along really, really nice. And there's a bunch of other guys that I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting to mention, but they know everyone I'm putting in hard work to try and put off the best show that they can, and it shows.
Missy talking about the reunion show. She says, "Stay clear of the announcer." Oh,
Oh,
here we go. Smiley's got a question for you. He said, "Why are you always in a faction?"
I, it just happens that way. It's not something. It's just people want to see greatness, and that's just how it happened this time. Because I can admit when I first showed up at AWS, I was by myself. I was the
Right.
lone wolf. It was actually a group, Global Domination, that the Sheik was in charge of. Akbar was the leader of, and him and Cat Daddy were kind of the front runners of it. And it was, I kind of went out there and told them, I'm a pick Team AWS. Team AWS is going to beat Global, disband them. And I was actually running solo and let the guys that I picked, I did at the end kind of make sure that they weren't cheated so they could get the win and disband Global. But, heck, if you think about it, it's been about 2 years since Desolation. So
Right,
it's
right. I
actually
was
been
about
kind
to
of
say you did an uprise. You did an uprise like I did.
yeah, there you go. It's something similar to it. And so we got them guys to go out there. They disbanded Global, and like I told Akbar, just wanted to show him Global was beneath him because he is the one true Syrian god of wrestling. And with Avril being the prophet of wrestling and me being the savior of wrestling, it was time for people to run into our dominion and to see things and start seeing a better showcase of wrestling and just all around just the way, just a better way.
Right.
Um, but
Now,
yeah, if
now
you think
you
about
you mentioned Avril. She's wrestling now, correct?
Oh yeah, she is. She's actually the Showcase Women's Championship, women's champion. And she is also the All-Star Wrestling Alliance as women's champion, which is kind of like AIWF, where it's a branch of multiple promotions. It's just a smaller version of that a little bit, but it is growing. It is getting out there bigger. So she actually supposed to travel around and defend that ASA heavyweight or women's heavyweight championship. So she's
You
actually
better get it right, or she's gonna thump your head, brother. I'm
oh,
just
yeah, she
telling you. I know
definitely.
she's back there somewhere. I know she's
Oh,
back there
she's watching it.
somewhere.
She's watching it. She's been doing an amazing job. You can call her Miss Two Belts. She's actually got her eye for a third one. I think it's the CMW Women's Championship. She's thinking about going after. There's another promotion, 5 Star. So she's kind of becoming the queen of gold and collecting the gold as she goes. And
There you go.
she's made me proud and a lot of other people proud with just how much she progresses. Like she's just insane.
She said he always does me justice. All right. Well, we're gonna hit another promo for another show. We're gonna come back right after that, and we got a few questions for you from our audience, and we're gonna play those. So we'll be right back right after this. Let me find it first. Here we go. All right, we'll be right back.
Think. Oh, come on, James. Pro Wrestling Turbo's Friday. You got Savannah and GK. It's Brewery 85. You have to do something special. You always do something special. But here I am, freaking creatively bankrupt, and I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do.
Hey, don't worry about it. I already got this one figured out. All we gotta do is shift in the turbo. I got it. We're good. Why?
No.
Please?
No. Do you remember last time?
It's So maybe I'll just go get some iced coffee. It'll be fine.
Well, there's no reason to let it go to waste, I guess. Oh, God, it's hot. Oh, that tastes terrible. Ah.
That's a little.
There you go, Pro Wrestling Turbo. Now there's a
Nice. That was funny.
twofold reason why I played that promo. Have you guys ever thought about going up against father-daughter dance?
A little bit. I've seen a little bit of their stuff, and I've talked to Averill about it. I think it'd be something that's fun and entertaining, and definitely
Right?
something
I would love to
worth
see.
watching.
I would love to see you four go at it. That
Oh
would
yeah,
be so
I
awesome.
think I just watching the videos here that had me laughing. That's what I say. I definitely think it'd be something worth watching, and damn sure something entertaining.
Right, without a
Yeah.
doubt. Missy wants to know who trained you and where did you train?
I've actually trained all over the place. I started with Daniel Strong, the Strong Championship Wrestling, a little bit, and with Osgard, and then I went to Dirty South Championship Wrestling and trained with Mike Scholes, Andy Aries. Even spent a little time during COVID training with Tim Hunter. Um, and then after that, I've been pretty much with I got a maybe, like, I guess if you could count it, like 2 or 3 weeks with Hang Time when he came to Strong Championship. And then most recently been down in Orangeburg with Akbar and kind of learning underneath him and kind of going underneath his wing, I guess you could say.
There you go, man. Thomas Scott. So what's going on, everyone? he can't type. It's okay. We understand, Thomas.
we get what he's saying.
Smiley said, "You don't need other people to be great. You show them greatness. Give them that 5-star match." Oh wait, you don't know what that is. Oh man.
Oh well, I mean, if Smiley
out,
feel
bro.
good, I know he's calling me out. But I tell you what, last time I heard from Smiley, didn't he take a break? I think he quit. So it's about them 5-star matches. I tell you what, if he wants to come out of his little break and vacation that he's been taking and hiding from under that rock wherever he's been, he can come on out to Orangeburg any time of the day, any day of the week. It doesn't matter. We can get it on right there in the ring, and he can try to give me that 5-star match, and I'll show him how great I am and show him what level he's on when it comes to it. Smiley, honestly, he's been one that I've wanted to get in the ring for a while. I got a lot of respect for the dude, but he is one of them that I'm gonna have to stomp into purgatory and get that selfie of shame with, most definitely.
There you go. Jimmy Ward talking about the promo I just laid. Brewery 85 is a badass place to see Pro Turbo. Yes, it is.
Oh,
without
yeah,
a doubt.
Oh, that's definitely.
Okay, Cole McElby has a good point. I never thought of this before, and this is like your third or fourth time on hashtag. Might even be your fifth. I don't know. But Cole McElby said there have been many people to hold the claim of savior in wrestling. Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins, John Schuyler, all have claimed the name for various reasons. What makes you stake that claim?
The stake on that claim, I mean, it's the fact of everywhere I go, no matter where I've been, it has always been Ryker to the top. I've always got the fans to go in. And it's about saving wrestling from what it is. And pretty much a lot of the places can tell you when I show up, things change, things start to improve, things get better, even from the fans' perspective. And there's videos to prove it and back it up. And it isn't taking away nothing from them guys all on TV and them guys that have made their name out there doing it. And it's not saying that they're doing it wrong, because they hell of a sure ain't doing it wrong at all. They're making the big bucks. But those guys are a lot of where I do get some inspiration from, to go in there and try to do it just a little bit bigger, or just exaggerate it out there just a little bit more. And then I guess the multiple championships that I've wanted to back that up is another one to make a statement to that. Is I'm here to save wrestling for what it was going to, especially in the Carolinas. And there's a lot of toxic guys out there. There's a lot of great guys out there, but here to save it from the toxicity that it was going down to. And I think, especially this year, a lot of that's starting to get vanquished out.
Right. I mean, I can say this. I have followed you for a while, since the uprise. I've been following you since then. And You are right. Everywhere you go, you seem to rise to the top. You take on all challengers. Now, here's my question. You're not a very big guy. I mean, give us your size.
It's 5'8", 185.
Okay, 5'8", 185 pounds. A lot of times you're wrestling bigger foes.
Oh yeah.
So how is it that you always come out on top wrestling these bigger guys?
It's like I was saying it back when I first met you. You've always got to have that plan A through Z. It is just always being about outsmarting the opponent. Like, them guys are playing checkers and I'm playing chess.
You were trying to tell me about the A and Z, but I was too busy punching you across the ring. I'm just saying.
I remember, and I still, every time I think about it, it does get sore from when you got me in the jaw.
I wish we could find that clip, man. I wish we could find that clip. That was a good day.
I'm pretty sure it's out there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
I know.
So was the chain upside my head and the selfie of shame that you gave me. So is that. It all happened right there at the same time. So.
Oh yeah, it was just tit for tat.
Right.
Then let's see. Speaking of big guys, actually, Jamie Holly, Mega Pro Wrestling in West Virginia, about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. That was one of the biggest challenges I think I've had to get in the ring. This dude is he's a brick house. Just looks like an all-American weightlifter. And the thing is, you think with his size, he'd be a little slow or anything. No, he was like as fast as me. So that was definitely one of them that I had to, have multiple plans for, multiple backups for. And at the end of the day, I am proud to say everything worked out. Some fans, they may not have liked it, but I see it as a clean roll up. Few people tried to say I low blowed him, but I didn't see a low blow. All I seen was my arm go up to roll him up.
You've got a bunch of people over here talking, man. I got to catch up on some of these because these are good.
Oh, they probably.
Missy said Smiley is a wimp.
Well, there you go.
Averill said talk smack more, Smiley, and you'll lose those teeth and have to change your name.
Oh yeah, Averill will come out. She'll come for him more than I will.
I'm going to skip Missy's question. I'm going to get back to it though. I promise. By the way, who's Ryker? Says Thomas Scott. Missy Childers says cheating. You win by cheating, and Averill said cheating. Shh, nah, you misspelled strategy.
Averill hit it right on the head. That's what it's called. It's strategy. All right. You think about it. When no tip for tat.
No tip for tat.
That guy. He's still salty over his loss.
Let me get this last one out there, and then we'll let you say. Cole says, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. Sound about right?
I guess in his words, if he wants to view it that way. The way I view it is, think about NBA teams, NFL teams. They go in with a playbook. They go in with strategy on how they're going to overcome the opposing team. I'm doing nothing different than what they would do. That's the only thing. I'm doing the exact same thing. It's just some people get caught, some people don't. I mean,
okay, I got you.
You can compare me to the Tom Brady of wrestling.
So part of the strategy is that when you turn the referee's back, Averill gets involved, right?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay, I got you.
So, if she feels the need that she needs to get up there, because think about it, the refs never get the guys when they're cheating. There's been so many times guys have hit me with a closed fist, and the ref acts like it doesn't exist. But when I go and do it, it's the end of the world. So, it's just one of them things when she feels fit. I guess, like she says in her own words, you could call it karma.
Right. Missy said about the win if you can, lose if you must. She said that's a Chris Anderson t-shirt. Yes, very much. Aaron, he said, tell him how you were about to lose to Carolina Kid until your goons got involved.
I mean, I think the video's up there. I don't think I was about to lose. There was no doubt in my mind I was going to win that the whole way. And again, it was a ladder match that I had with him for the AWS Light Heavyweight Championship where I was defending, and it is no disqualification. There's no rules in that match. So again, it doesn't. That is true.
That is true. No disqualification. Anything goes.
Exactly.
So if there's interference, on either side. It's legal.
Anything for itself. Everything goes, and that's taking advantage of the match to its fullest. Again, going back to strategy.
I got you. I like it. Michael King said, "Might not always win, but we never lose." There you go.
Michael King, I don't know. He might have to retract that one. The last time I saw Michael King, and we actually were in a building together. I believe the fans laughed him out of the building after I got done talking to him and said what I had to
Oh
say.
no! Thomas
But
Scott
it's
said
okay.
you have never beaten me.
Well, that's
Okay.
because I've never wanted to get in the ring and have to cripple an old man.
Oh,
I'm kidding, Thomas. I love you. I love you, Thomas.
I love it. Chris Thunder Anderson. Cole Maccabee said he loves Chris Thunder Anderson, and Chris Thunder Anderson's returning the favor, saying I'm a Cole Maccabee fan.
I'm a fan of both of them. Them guys, I love watching their stuff and seeing the stuff they
Aaron
put on.
said cheating all the time. Boy, they love calling you a cheater. What do you think about that, man? I mean, I know you say it's strategy, but
and the thing is, it's let the haters hate. They're gonna hate, then that's it. That's all you can do. Let them hate. Let them call me a cheater. It's like I said, it's just good planning, good strategy. They weren't saying that 8 months ago when I was running Global Domination out of Orangeburg. They loved everything I was doing. It wasn't cheating then, but just because now I've turned a new leaf and I'm trying to give everybody and show them their way, it's cheating.
Oh my gosh. Jimmy Ward said the same logic exists in racing. Whatever it takes to
There you
win.
go. That's another one. See, it's whatever it takes to win to come out on top. It's whatever it takes.
Aaron said, but you can't win it on your own. It's going back to you always being in a faction.
There's videos out there of me by myself. As a matter of fact, GPW during COVID, I beat AJ Myers by myself, won the Cruiserweight Championship to become their first ever Cruiserweight champion.
Right.
AWS Light Heavyweight Championship, how I won that championship was actually by myself. Avril wasn't even ringside. She was actually sick that night. She had to sit out from the show. So I had to go out there solo and picked up the win all by myself. So it's out there. And the heck, if we want to go even further back, go to when I won the GPW Heavyweight Championship during COVID, during that cage match against Tim Hunter and Odell Lowe. I won that by myself. There was no faction to help there.
I got you. Thomas Scott said, ask Ryker how he met me. How'd you meet Thomas Scott?
I met Thomas Scott at Strong Championships Wrestling when Daniel Strong owned it. It was their second show, their Gold Rush tournament. I actually met him in the locker room, and at the time I didn't know it, but he did come out during my match against Mark Hazard and AJ Myers, and he is actually the guy that ensured that I won my first championship when winning the SCW Junior Heavyweight Championship. So that's how I met Thomas Scott.
There you go. I love Missy. Missy comes up with the greatest questions ever. She said, do you have an impression of Jumping Jeff Farmer, but you kind of look like Tony the Spider? Do you know any of these wrestlers, sir?
I've heard of Tony the Spider and Jeff Farmer. I haven't really watched any of their stuff.
Jumping Jeff Farmer is the worst promo artist of all time in wrestling. Go on YouTube, Jumping Jeff Farmer after the show. If you want to laugh, dude, this guy, I can promo 10 times better than Jumping Jeff Farmer. That's telling you something. So, and Tony the Spider was a wrestler at the same time. They all wrestled for the same company. I can't remember the name of the company. Missy, go ahead and tell me. But yeah, it's crazy. They can wrestle. Now those guys could wrestle. Don't get me wrong. Them two could wrestle. But Jeff Farmer,
yes,
couldn't cut a promo if it was written and he was reading it off a piece of paper.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Well, see, those are easy fixes there, though. You get guys that have issues talking on the mic, or sometimes they don't say the smartest or catchiest things. That's where you got to get them a mouthpiece. That's why I'm lucky. If I was ever in the position to where I couldn't really talk on a mic or couldn't cut a promo, I am lucky to have my beautiful wife, Avril.
Go back to me. Said, do your homework, Ryker. Do your homework on these wrestlers.
I definitely will go check them out, especially if it seems to be as entertaining to get you out there chuckling and laughing, Scott.
Avril said, Ryker is more than capable of winning on his own. I just have temper tantrums.
That is true. That is true. As a matter of fact, me and Cat Daddy wrestling an Iron Man match. I believe it was the last time me and him faced off last year. he had gotten me down, and he had started kind of slapping me in the face a little bit as I was trying to get up. And Avril saw him going to slap me in the face, and we thought we were going to have security come and grab her because she was going to come for Cat Daddy with baseball bat and all. She was ready. She said,
Right.
she said, I don't play that. She's like, I will. She said, if I'm not allowed to do it, they're not allowed to do it. So.
Missy said, so you don't watch old school wrestling. What made you want to become a wrestler?
I do watch old school wrestling. I actually
Just not that old school.
I did grow up in the business. My grandfather was a wrestler.
Yeah, go look up IPW on YouTube, and you'll see who Jumpin' Jeff Farmer is and Tony the Spider.
Yeah, I've seen some IPW stuff. Not watched a lot of it, but I am familiar with the promotion and everything. But like I said, uncle wrestled, my grandfather wrestled, and I kind of grew up, with them down all around the beach working and everything. And they just, there's nothing more to me that ever excited me than watching the guys come out when the music hit and the fans getting into it, whether they're the bad guy, there's a good guy, the crowd is always there. And it's just, it's always been just a great reaction and just a big adrenaline rush. So I love, no matter how it is, it's the fans that made me want to be a wrestler. It's the fact of going out to give somebody a memory to go home and talk about when you leave that ring, whether they hate you for whatever you may have done in the match or they love you for whatever you've done in the match. They're going home to talk about what they saw you do. And it's just, that's how it is from the first match to the last match to everybody in the back. It's just how it,
JC Wolf said, hi, fake Seth Rollins.
I ain't even worried about that cat. He's when you say JC Wolf or you say Wolf, I automatically think of the other dude I used to wrestle against, Jay Wolf, the dude with the wolf mask and everything. He works for like Tar Heel and a few other places out in Rockingham. So the JC Wolf guy, I get them mixed up all the time. It happens. I know everybody likes to say I look like Seth Rollins when my beard grows out and my hair's long, but you can't help who you resemble or look like. I mean, that's no different than saying Avril looks like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Can't help that. Sorry, that's who they resemble us to.
We're gonna get into that after this next break. We're gonna get into what you just spoke about after this next break. But I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna catch up on these real quick. Missy said you have to learn the basic buddies. Who is your uncle and grandfather?
My uncle was Johnny Buzzsaw, and my grandfather, he was bought Johnny Buzzsaw Sr. Basically, they never with nobody any big. Never really went anywhere. My uncle really only wrestled for like Dirty South and I think one other promotion in Myrtle Beach. Andy Aries was one of the guys that was kind of his big feuds. My grandfather's, all of his stuff really, until he passed away, I didn't really know too much about his history into stuff until recently, when he just recently passed away. And my grandmother's been like, oh, here's some old photos that we've had packed away for years and years. It was one of them, when it came out that he wrestled, it was one of them, like, I never really believed him until after he passed away. And then I'm like, well, now I feel like an asshole.
You had to believe it.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do one more quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about the advertisement that I put out with you, the Joker look and the Harley Quinn look that you guys come out as. We're gonna talk about that right after this quick promo for HVW. We'll be right back.
The stars of High Velocity Wrestling return with Arrival on Saturday, June 18th, live from the Municipal Event Center in Marion, North Carolina. Come see the HVW champion, the Greek Wolverine, Crucifix, the HVW Tag Team Champions, the New Age Villains, and much more. It's HVW's debut in Marion, and you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned to High Velocity Wrestling's social media for more updates, including match announcements, ticket information, and a lot more to come. We'll see you on June 18th.
HVW, looking forward to that show. Definitely. All right, now, cat's out of the bag. You have this gimmick where you come out like the white paint, the purple suit. Avril comes out, in her Harley Quinn gimmick. How did that all start?
Well, it started really when we first started. It was leading up to like our debut with Adrenaline Pro Wrestling. I really kind of wanted it, and then it kind of got postponed a little bit because I'd happened to get into a feud with some guys that were wearing makeup and wearing clown stuff. So the promoter was like, "Oh, we'll hold off on it." I did the more and more it came. It was just one of them things. Like guys like Daniel Strong and them had they seen I had the trench coat. They seen that she had the gear. I've had more and more people that have been like, "Well, when are you gonna like try to mix that Crow look with like a Joker look, or try to start running the Joker look?" Because we've heard Avril talk about it. We've seen you've got the coat. We've seen you got some of the gear. How would you want to do it? You know, and
Right.
it's kind of been one of them. I wanted to do it a little different, so I try to add kind of like a punk style to it.
Right.
You know, to try to make it somewhat original, because you can go and look. There's probably millions of Jokers and millions of little Harley Quinn gimmicks and little Joker gimmicks running around. So we try to make
And
some of it
that's what
different.
Missy's saying, gimmick infringement. But no, I like it because there was a wrestler not too long ago. I believe he's retired now, but he was doing a penguin gimmick.
Yeah.
Do you remember what
I remember that.
about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and he was good too.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of, you can go look. There's a bunch of like DC, Marvel characters that people have ran as like cosplaying into wrestling and making it into a gimmick, and they've done really good. And there's a lot of good guys. Like there was one me and Akbar were actually talking about. It's from an anime show called Black Butler. There's one that's in Japan, and then there's a couple that wrestle around all throughout the states. But all the guys all have talked to each other, and they all wear a mask. So they all try to represent that they're the exact same person, but being a different person. And there's probably a bunch of people that get pissy with me about kind of exposing that part out there. But this is the hashtag truth, and that's what we're here for.
Right.
So they, you know.
No, but you know, she is right though. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that will they're out of ideas, so they just do it. But if you know, I don't see you doing it all the time. It's just something that you come out with every once in a while.
Yeah, and it's been one of them. And what really got me to it is I was like, it'd be something that it's like, I guess, kind of almost similar to like, I guess a Demon King type thing, but not like Finn Balor stuff where it gets to that point where you get pushed to the edge. Screw it, I'll show that I can be just as crazy too. Throw on the makeup, and I can have that crazy hardcore side, because there has been a lot of people out there that have said it and have mentioned it. You know, they haven't seen me do a lot of hardcore matches. They haven't seen me do a lot of extreme matches or a lot of stuff like that. So it's one of them of, well, if you want to see me get pushed to that side, pushed to that dark side and that limit, well, here is. So it's kind of one of them, big match special occasion type things.
Right. Without a doubt. I mean, so Missy somebody had a question. I just missed it. I think it was Ben. Where is it? Where are you, Ben? There it is. He said, what is your dream match on the independents? What is your dream match that you have not had yet?
Shoot, there's a bunch that are still on the bucket list that I haven't had, but probably the number one. It's really a tough one. I'd like to get in there and take on them Kyle O'Malley 101. Okay. That's one of the guys. Then there's AJ Myers. I'd like to go one-on-one with him again, but just make it a little special. AJ's is one of them guys. I'd like to go out and actually do a 30-minute to an hour-long match. I know that we could do it, and it'd be a hell of an entertaining match and a great match.
He's a good wrestler and a good high flyer too.
Probably throw a lot of people off because I don't really have no big name guys that I'm like, gung ho would love to be in the ring with and wrestle with, and as far as like I guess a dream match scenario, last year we started this kind of body bag match thing with me at AWS around Halloween. I'd kind of like to elevate that to throw in, kind of a casket match. Do something like that.
There you go. I'm sorry, Missy. I missed the question that Missy asked a while ago, and she's gonna ask it till I ask it, because that's Missy. And I'm sorry, Missy. I apologize. I truly do. She wants to know, how long have you been wrestling?
This is my 5th year.
5th year. Wow, dude. It doesn't seem that long, man. Or it seems longer. I'm sorry. It seems longer.
It does to me when I sit back and think about it. I'm like, damn, it doesn't seem like it's been going that long. And then when I go back and start looking at old stuff from when I started until now, I'm like, it seems like it's been forever. And then when I talk to guys, they're like, man, you talk like you've been doing this for 10 years or more. And I'm like, no.
Right. Jason
Tase
Becker said hashtag tase the ref. Joey Locklear said Ryker versus the renegade outlaw Joe Locklear. And Averill said, I second that. That sounds fun.
That one, I think that would be a fun one. Joe's got a lot, he's got a lot of height to him. He does. He's a big dude, but like we said at the beginning of this thing, it's 90% of the guys I go up against are bigger than me. So the bigger they are, the harder they fall. I mean,
Right.
that's.
Julie Hester said, hey, Ryker, haven't seen you in a while. Maybe we will go to Orangeburg sometime soon.
Honestly, that I'm kind of glad you popped up. Everybody wants to talk about one of the top matches that Ryker wants to do. One of the top matches is I want Kid Cutter.
Oh man,
that is one.
Take my money, please. I would definitely watch that one.
Kid Cutter and me have had chemistry from day one, from when we worked back during COVID at GPW and everything.
Right.
He's always one of the guys that I've seen so much potential in, and I know as soon as the boy gets old enough to where he can really start traveling and going around, he's going to blow up. And I've watched a bunch of his stuff over the past few years, and he's just getting better and better every time he gets in the ring. Every time, so he's right there, number one. I want Kid Cutter in the ring. Doesn't matter what it's got to take, but he's one of the guys I got to get back in the ring with and face off with.
There you go. Missy wants to know, would you do a match on the water?
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't be no. I think that would be fun. I've heard about that.
Would you do it versus Jay Eagle?
Oh, absolutely. That would be the most beautiful. Could you imagine that, getting the sunset going down over the water and Jay Eagle selfie of shame?
On the water as it's.
Oh yeah, as everything's fading down,
glistening off his forehead, right?
Right. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, that would be great.
And I can be honest, this is not just straight up, just normal, just shoot on it. Jay Eagle was probably the funnest guy to work. He's been one of my funnest matches. Everything was just a breeze being in the ring with him. A lot of people would think that his age would catch up, and slow him down. But being in the ring with the dude, it was like I was wrestling him and he was my age, or he was younger. He was all over the place. He was wily, a lot of energy, and it was a fun match overall. You'd almost hate to get that selfie of shame, but at the same time, gotta love it. We gotta love it, and I can't wait to go back and finish the job April 2nd.
Right, without a doubt. Now, Cole's got a point. I like this. He said, I want to see you versus Chris Phoenix or Buggy Wright.
I'm down for it. Chris Phoenix and Buggy Wright, I've watched a lot of their stuff, and I always entertained by theirs and followed a lot of theirs. So I definitely would love to be in the ring with them guys. They're guys that I know definitely would help elevate me to the next level, because it's always about getting better and improving, and being in the ring with guys like that. There's no way that you couldn't elevate yourself to another level and get better just from being in the ring with them.
Without a doubt. Ben Wolf said SNEW has Kid Cutter working shows. He's a great wrestler, and I second that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Love Kid Cutter. Missy said if you went up against Jay Eagle, you would be going in the water.
They at the end of the night, everybody they can run it and talk, but at the end of the night, even Eagle knows he got that selfie of shame, and he may have won the battle and technically got the 3 count in the match, but he was the one that wasn't walking out of the arena. I walked out. So.
Chris Phoenix, yeah, Daddy. Thomas Scott said, me and Chris Thunder Anderson versus Ryker and Kid Cutter. Uh-oh. I could see it.
I could, but for Thomas, I'd hate it to have to bring the walker out there and then bad knees.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Cole Maccabee, now that would be a great match. You versus Luca Daniels.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to see that. Cam Jackson versus Ryker, that would be another good one.
Yeah, Yeah, Cam, he's blowing up a lot the past couple of years too, and his name's showing up a lot, just like Luka Daniels, Chris Phoenix, Chase Emery, them guys. They all going up there.
Right, without a doubt, man. That's you guys keep the questions coming. I'm loving this. We're here with Eric Ryker, catching up, and man, I'm telling you, last time I chatted with you, you were running an organization. Now, are you still helping run the
Yeah.
organizations that you're working for, or are you just wrestling, or putting all your
Well,
energy
I
into wrestling?
me myself am kind of putting more in back in towards the wrestling part of it, and I've let Avril, she has taken over pretty much full-time role and ownership of everything and CEO over it. So she, I still help her with some decisions and everything, and some stories, but it's more towards the wrestling for me, and she's handling more of the business part. And then she also has the help from Akbar and them's group down in Orangeburg for AWS. The owners down there, they actually help her out a little bit, especially since we've done the merger and have AWS/SCW now. So it's that way it was a little easier for me to transition into. I can kind of focus on the wrestling part, let her handle the business part, which is she's really good at. And then when she's, certain people come along that want to work her, she wants to work them. We've been, she's been going at it. Like I said, that's where she's been really thriving lately and making everybody proud with how she's been doing, from not only running SCW to also getting in the ring and competing and, staying on the level of some of the guys, if not better.
Right.
And some of the fans even made comments. Some of the first nights they watched her were like, "Oh, you don't wrestle like a lot of women. You're not about hair pulling or this. You're getting in the ring and fighting like you're a guy." And she was like, "Well, they're no better than me. I can do everything that they can do. It's just, I just got to get the opportunity to show it." And she's, like I said, she's really been thriving and just blowing up. Love it.
That's why I've got to see you against father-daughter dance part or whatever, father-daughter
Yeah.
whatever they call themselves.
Oh, it would be
father-daughter dance. Yeah, that's what they call
father-daughter
themselves. I
dance.
want to see you two wrestle them so bad.
Oh yeah,
It would be awesome.
Like I said, I think that would be good.
James said, "Have a good show, guys. Love from the guys all the way over from England at CCW Colliery Championship Wrestling." Wow.
Oh, that's
Hashtag
awesome.
has gone to England. Thank you,
Right,
guys.
it's going up there. Thank you. That's awesome.
Wow.
Worldwide,
Without
baby.
a doubt.
Worldwide.
Thomas Scott said he would beat you from his wheelchair.
I just push his wheelchair down a hill.
And Cole said, "Sorry, Ryker. I think Thomas Scott and Chris Thunder Anderson would run over you guys and most other teams for that matter."
Thomas Scott might roll over some people with his weight. Chris Anderson definitely. Yeah, I can't knock him at all. And ain't going to knock Chris Anderson because Ryker knows where he belongs with that one. But only way Thomas Scott's rolling over anybody is if I push him down the hill in that wheelchair. That's it.
I got you.
Again, I love you, Thomas. I'm just talking junk.
Right. So to this day, what do you think was your best match ever that you were in up to this day?
Honestly, up to this day, this Akbar Bashar for the AWS Heavyweight Championship last year at the end at Christmas time. I think that was probably one of the best matches. Chief J Eagle is right there, and Tyler Blaze. He actually gave me a really good run for my money and a really good match. And then coming in probably right at 4 was most recent at AIWF in Mount Airy. It was a tag match against young guy Ace Harris and another young one, Monster Malcolm, who I talked about earlier. The crowd was so into the match. It made it a good match. But those are probably the top 4 matches I've been in. I can't really, again, I know you asked for one, but I can't really just place it on one.
You good, man. You good. I like that. Chris Thunder Anderson said when you gave him respect, that's the best thing you've said all night. Oh yeah, I love it without a doubt.
I watch a lot of Chris's stuff, and he really is great in the ring, and he's one of them guys. I've heard him talking to guys in the locker rooms and stuff when I've been in locker rooms where he's at, and just everything he says it's always on point. Dude knows a bunch. People may get mad when someone like him comes up and tries to correct somebody or something, but again, that's what you need. That's a part of helping people get better. And he's one of them guys that I've always seen. If you're doing something dumb, he's going to tell you, and he's going to tell you the right way to do it. And it's just a matter of how you use the information and knowledge that these veterans and these guys try to throw onto you. And he's one that every time I've seen it, or any time I've heard people talk about him, he's always one of them that he's there to help people. So he's another one. He's a great dude.
Right.
Great in the
Well,
ring.
we're gonna hit this last promo break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish the interview with Eric Ryker. You guys have any questions? Be sure to put them up. Everybody's talking. We're having a good time here.
Oh, yeah.
They're asking a lot of questions. Thank you, everyone, for showing up on #Truth tonight. I really appreciate it. We were running a little late. Riker had to do some traveling, and he didn't realize that it was going to take him a little bit longer, but he made it, and I'm glad he did.
Oh yeah, me too.
Next time we're gonna have to get Avril on here with you. That way we have both of you. It would be nice to have both of you on here, without a doubt. I know she's watching, and I'd love to have you on. Bring your strap, and maybe we'll just leave Ryker. Maybe we'll just leave Ryker in the other room, and we'll put you on, Avril, and we'll have you with your strap up there and get to all the glory.
2 belts, Miss 2 belts, not one, Miss 2 belts.
Oh man,
that's right, Miss 2 belts.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That is awesome. All right, we're gonna do this quick promo. When we come back, we're gonna finish up with Eric Ryker. Thank you for coming, Eric. Thank you everybody for showing up. Keep asking the questions. We'll be right back after this quick promo.
Guys, it seems that I am traveling everywhere between now and the end of May. Georgia, Texas. But when I got the call to do one right here in my backyard of Charlotte, North Carolina, I was thrilled. All-American Championship Wrestling, April 9th, is going to be a stacked card, a stacked show, and a brand new venue. So I am pumped, to say the least. April 9th here in Charlotte, AACW.
There you go. AACW is going to be in Charlotte. Oh, yeah. And I will have AWL at the bottom of my screen on the next show, Mr. Ward. You don't have to keep asking why it's not down there. I will have it down there for my next show on Wednesday, without a doubt. So there you go.
You're getting in trouble there.
There's so many there, dude. I'm telling you, there are so many organizations popping up and running. And it's great to be a fan. Don't get me wrong. It's
great to be a worker.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you guys have to be making money hand over fist. I mean, if you're not, something. I knew it. Look at that. Love you, bro. We're definitely going to get it down there. But it's. Oh, here we go. Luke Fury at work. That's another guy I would love to see you wrestle, man. Luke Fury.
Luke Fury. He's another one from the time I've watched him from his first match even up till Reset. He's always impressed me. Dude's got he's like Kid Cutter. Them two have got so much potential. And they're going to be great. The more and more they get, as long as they stay healthy, they don't get hurt, and they keep their noses clean. Them guys they're gonna shoot for the stars, and they'll go somewhere in this business.
Right, without a doubt. So we've got a few minutes left. We got about 7 minutes left. Why don't we go ahead? Why don't you tell everybody where you're going to be in the near future and how they can get a hold of you on social media or find out what you're doing, all your social media accounts. So floor's all yours, sir.
All right, like I said earlier, this Saturday, March 26th, AWS's 7-year anniversary show. I'll be there in Orangeburg, South Carolina, 1742 Nice's Highway for anyone that needs the address. And April 2nd, making my return back to American Pro Wrestling, and hopefully to get that second selfie of shame in Mr. Eagle. The following weekend, be right back in Orangeburg, wrestling for, I believe it's 5 Star Pro Wrestling. And then again for AWS the next weekend right after that. And then hopefully within probably the next 2 months, be headed out towards Texas, getting handling business out there with a few guys. And then shortly after that, going to New York to handle some business with a guy that's on Facebook by the name of Ray Vega and one of his boys. he's wanting to see me get in the ring with Pure Price Gold. So hopefully we'll get all this stuff to work out and get it in the works. And like I said, on Facebook, right here with Ryker and Avril and Ashima, I'll have all the information shared. People can message there, or they can message on Instagram to Ryker and Avril and Ashima, and any information they need or anything for like addresses for shows, ticket prices, any stuff like that, just message there and it'll be there.
Same thing for promoters if they want to put you on a show.
Yep, same thing for promoters. If they want, they can just reach out there to Facebook. I'm going there. There's also our YouTube accounts, Avril and Ashima. They can go onto that. They can even reach out to Akbar Bashar. A few people have messaged him and contacted him over me, so they can message him on Facebook as well. There's a million ways to get a hold of me.
That is awesome. So let me ask you something. You've been in the business for 5 years, okay? It's not a whole lot of time, but what would the Eric Ryker of today tell the Eric Ryker who started in wrestling 5 years ago? What would you tell that Eric Ryker with what you know now?
Shut his damn mouth and listen at the beginning. Things will be a lot easier.
Hey,
Yeah.
that takes a man to say that, brother, because I'm telling you, that takes a real man to say that. And that leads into my next question. And I'm glad you said that, because my next question was, do you ever sit down with like some of the guys who've been in the business for a while and watch your matches and go over your matches and
Oh yeah.
and see
Absolutely.
what you can do better or what you could change? Or
Oh, absolutely. That's probably one of the biggest things for me is as soon as the match is recorded and I find out it's recorded, I'm doing everything I can to try to get the footage of it, get it to me, and I'll usually get with a few people, especially guys that are training me at AWS, or just a few veterans that I know that are friends and stuff, guys that have been in a lot longer, and even if it's me by myself, I constantly going over footage and going over film, looking at every match that I do. Because no matter how I feel about the match, when I'm done with the match and leaving the building, it's a whole different thing when actually going back and breaking everything down and watching it, second by second, minute by minute, rewinding it, pausing it, and slowing it down. So yeah, that is definitely one of the big number one things. And I'm not trying to be like a lot of people that say they're the hardest on themselves, but I truly am. Like, I'll go in something else.
Have you ever watched one of your matches and saw yourself do a move and went, "Oh my gosh, what was I thinking?"
It's been quite a few of them. There's been a lot of them, especially back in the day, first starting, and even towards recent, a couple of times last year, I've looked and I'm like, what was I thinking there? Like, where in my head when I went to do that, did I think that would be a good idea? And some of the stuff a lot of people don't catch or they'll pick up on unless they've really been in the business for a long time, and they'll catch it and everything. But some stuff you can get by with, and then some things you can't. But it's always one of them. There's been a lot where I've just done this and just what was I thinking? Where was my mind at there?
Now, are you one of the believers that go over the match with your opponent beforehand, or are you a believer in calling the match in the ring?
To be honest, I'm kind of, it's 50-50 with it. Like, I guess that would depend on my opponent. I do think, especially for younger guys, and I know a lot of people hate doing it because it's time consuming, but I do think if you have the opportunity to be in a building and you know who you're going to face that weekend, or you know who you're getting ready to face, I do believe you and the guy should try to work something out. You and the guy should rehearse some spots of the match, at least try to go over things in the match, just to make sure timing and everything is all on point. And then, because I know a lot of times you don't know who you're facing or anything like that. So when you go into it, it's kind of spur of the moment. Hey, we'll call an opening, we'll call a finish, and everything else we'll just fill in. So I get you can't rehearse it all the time, but I do think it does benefit. Because even guys like Randy Orton that went out and interviewed, and Seth Rollins has talked about working Orton. They were in the ring at least 2 or 3 times a week leading up to their WrestleMania match, rehearsing the same match before they actually did their WrestleMania match. So I think people all should try to go at least get a little bit of both, get experience in doing both, and then it's really up to the individual and how they feel better. But I do think with certain things, if you rehearse the whole match with your opponent and you have the time and you have the the building to do it in, I think you can produce something really good. But it just
There
like
you
I
go.
said, it all comes down to the individual.
Missy wants to know, how old are you?
I'm 31 and I will be 32 this year in July.
You're a young pup, man. I'm going to be 51 on April 9th.
I wish. My body doesn't feel young. And the other day I
Right,
was flipping out because I went through and actually found gray hairs
right.
starting to show up in my hair.
Okay, everybody's asking about call-ins. I am seriously considering doing a call-in show tomorrow night. I'm getting everything put together. If it's not tomorrow night, it's definitely going to be Thursday night. And starting Tennessee, I'm going to have a Tennessee week on the 11th through the 15th. Starting that week, I'm going to start a call-in segment where during one segment of my show, you will be able to call in and ask the wrestler, referee, or promoter that I'm talking to. You can ask them a question on your own. So that's going to start on April 11th through the 15th for the actual hashtag truth podcast. But I'm thinking
That's
about
awesome.
doing a call-in show either Tuesday or Thursday where we're just going to call in and have a lot of fun talking about wrestling. So
Oh,
there
that's
you
awesome.
go.
That is awesome. I think that's
Without
going
a
to be
doubt.
big for you. That's going to be fun. I'll definitely have to be calling in, especially if you get guys like Ace Harris. I seen you advertised him. I got some stuff to ask him about how he feels about getting stomped into purgatory and his selfish shame. And then
I got Ace
Smiley
Harris on the 30th. Yes, sir.
Smiley Feel Good. That's another one. If you happen to ever get him back on here, I definitely got to call in and got a couple questions for him. Let's see if we could get him down in Orangeburg in the ring to put that
Well, I've
5-star
got
match
Chris
out.
Thunder Anderson on the 1st.
Oh, there
So
you go.
on April 1st. So you're gonna have to check that one out
Oh, I
definitely.
definitely will be checking that one.
Man, I've got a full slate. This Wednesday I've got Zach Zuko. Friday I've got Luke Christian. You definitely know Luke.
Yeah.
The 28th I got Christopher Burton. He's going to be on the show from the Straight Up Wrestling podcast. He was also a wrestler, so we're going to talk about his wrestling career. The 30th Ace Harris. The 1st Chris Thunder Anderson. The 4th I've got Dump Truck. The 6th, I've got Peterbilt. The 11th, Greg Anthony. This is Tennessee week, the 11th through the 15th. The 11th, I got Greg Anthony. The 13th, Matt Raby. And the 15th, I've got, I'm not sure about this one yet. I'm not going to say the 15th yet because I haven't got it booked solid yet. But it
You
looks
gotta
like
hold a
it'll be fun.
surprise back for them anyway, have that
Yeah,
mystery
I got to hold a
hashtag
little
truth.
bit
There you go.
back. Right.
Don't give it
Right.
all to them.
Right. Exactly. Without a doubt. But man, I am so happy to have you on, Eric. You can come back anytime you want. Avril, give me a call. I know you're still watching. Give me a call. I want to hook you up toward the end of April and get you on the show. Without Eric, we want you just on there solo. And then maybe down the road we'll get both of you together
I'll
and
tell
we'll
you
have a
what,
good time.
that one with her on the show, that'll probably be the biggest one right there. I know it's gonna blow up. There's probably a millions. I got a bunch of questions for her. It'll be a great one.
Without a doubt, and I would love to see the call-ins on that one. That would be a great show. Well, Eric, I thank you for coming on hashtag Truth. You know you're welcome back anytime.
Yes, sir.
Just
Thank
get a
you.
hold of me, and
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
wish you success in your future. And I will see you, sir, on April the 2nd.
Oh yeah, awesome, brother. I will see you the second again. Thanks for having me on here. It's always a blast. It's always fun when we're on here. Thanks to everybody watching and commenting.
There you go.
It's been a blast.
There you go. All right. We will see you guys Wednesday for Zach Zuko. You don't want to miss that. And that is the hashtag truth. We'll see you guys.